good morning. Happy Monday, PASW staff, clients, friends joining us for Television Scoring Monday. This whole month we've been doing TV scores, and I think I'm liking it so far. So maybe we'll just continue doing it. I'm kind of loving it so far, because we started with Stranger Things, then we went to Game of Thrones, right? Just looking at a list, then Succession, then Mad Men, then today we're going to do maybe the most critically acclaimed. That's like the Guinness Book of Records of how many awards this thing has won. So, but that's been our role with what we've been doing for TV scoring. This is fun. This one's going to be almost even harder because I think it's the shortest theme we've looked at. It's 18 seconds. But what am I talking about? Today we're going to be looking at it's a neo-western. We'll talk about some of these terms by Vince Gilligan, Breaking Bad.
Happy birthday.
So, how'd they fella be on?
Chemistry. It is the study of change. It is growth, then decay, then transformation.
Walt, we love you, man. We love you. Everybody, to Walt!
You understood what I just said to you.
Yes. Lung cancer. Inoperable.
A substantial amount of methamphetamine being taken off the streets.
Hank, how much money is that?
It's about $700 grand. It's easy money. Walt, just say the word and I'll take you on a ride along. Walt just knocked down a meth lab.
Hank. I'm thinking if you and I could partner up. You know the business. And I know the chemistry.
You want to cook crystal meth? Cooking is art.
Actually, it's just basic chemistry.
Some straight like you just gonna break bad?
What's up with Walt lately?
Tell me why you're doing this.
I am awake. There are going to be some things that you'll come to learn about me. I just want you to know that no matter how it may look, I only have you in my heart.
Run, Mr. White, run! Get a little excitement in your life.
Something.
What is that word at Breaking Bad? What do those two words mean? It means kind of going off the rails, going downhill, doing something bad, which I don't condone, but for art, we should be disruptive a little bit with our art that we do. Created by Vince Gilligan for AMC, and then Netflix took it over, set in beautiful Albuquerque, New Mexico. And maybe everyone, with all these, maybe you haven't seen these shows, but most of these are very common. The advertising also helps too. Everyone knows these shows or knows somebody that's obsessed with these shows in some ways. Sometimes it's hype, sometimes it's really great. For years I didn't watch this show because my brother-in-law would tell me how much I had to watch it, and it turned me off. It annoyed me after a while, until years later his voice wasn't in my ear and I said maybe I'll try it, and then I realized he was right, how incredible this show is. Critics love it too. People say it's one of the greatest TV shows of all time because of the performances. Bryan Cranston, Walter White, the direction and writing, really well written. The Vince Gilligan, Peter Gould, cinematography is beautiful. Story and the massive character development, which Gilligan didn't really know, I think, by the end of season 5, in the beginning of season 1, I'm not even sure he knew how far he could take this character and the events, but it turned into something crazy. A very simple plot. I mean, basically chemistry teacher, right? Walter White, and has lung cancer, and it's like stage 3 or stage 4. It's inoperable, so he doesn't have long to live. So to protect his family and their financial, because he's going to leave them with a lot of financial bills, he goes into manufacturing and selling methamphetamine with Jesse Pinkman, a former student that he had in his chemistry class. So the two of them team up. And that's just the beginning, and I don't want to spoil it too because it's just that's fabulous. The episode, almost every episode is just brilliant. He's a family man, actually, and he's a scientist, and he's not a drug addict. You know, he doesn't do the drugs. He's just doing it for profit, to save his life, save his family's life. Okay, so that's what it is. So we're here because of the music. I mean, Dave Porter is the composer. American composer, mostly known for Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, and then now he's the composer for The Blacklist, which is a famous show I've never seen. Studied classical music and electronic music. We're going to hear some electronic instruments in this, but this, I mean, the full song that he wrote is a minute and 18 seconds, but the one that's shown every episode is only 18 seconds. That's crazy. That's really hard to do something catchy and good for only 18 seconds. Most of the stuff that we do is about a minute. I try to keep it between a minute and a half, you know, which is still really short. But to get a hook song, or to get something like that in under 20 seconds, it's crazy. So what are we talking about? Well, let's take a look at the opening titles. Mostly we're hearing guitar, right? We're hearing a hollow-bodied metal wood guitar. Some people call it it's a dobro. That's the twangy sound, right? So, okay, guitar, Western sounding, right? And then there's some percussion in the back. And also a little bit of strings, but mostly they're synthesized. They're not, that's not real scoring violins. Mostly just on a sampler that he was recording this. So real guitars, synthesized percussion and strings. Good. It's really effective. It sounds Western-like because the show is a Western. It's a neo-Western. Neo meaning new. There's nothing fancy about that. Neo. It's in the sense that the genre is a little bit Western. The motifs, all those things. There's an anti-hero, a little bit like noir sometimes. Walter White's the anti-hero. There's the open plains and deserts of beautiful Albuquerque, and it's kind of like an updated Western because they're not in the cowboy. It means it's in a present, you know, modern day setting. So it's not gunfights in the city. It's like drug fights. Now this is one of those things where I don't think the theme music would sound good on anything else but a guitar, because you need some of those sliding things, those kind of riffs. It just kind of, I mean, listen to it on a piano, it sounds a little silly. That would not work. So this is a case where it's all about instrumentation. Because music theory-wise, it's not interesting at all. Just a few chords and their inversions, mostly just on a pedal D the whole time. It's all about the instrumentation. We've talked about that a lot. That's why I like to strip it down and to say what's going on. And if you hear it on a piano and not much is going on, then you're like, then it's probably not written for a piano. It's written for, you know, electronic music studio or something. So that's what we need. Okay, let's take a look at the titles without any music. So we need something. Those are all the chemistry symbols, right? All the stuff that I failed in high school. So let's find something that's Western sounding, but not Gene Autry, not old Western sounding. A new neo-Western gritty song. The show is gritty. It's a very raw show. It's not a feel-good family drama. It's very dark. Yeah, so a dark Western sounding score. I don't think we've done this for TV yet. So think of some ideas, you know. I'm always, and we'll write one too together. We'll try to figure it out. I would use guitar though, probably guitar, acoustic, metal, dobro, whatever. That would be a good starting point. Okay, have a great rest of the day. Give me some ideas. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.